Alright, new Night of Legacy, round 1. Uh, we're starting off with a bit of an unfortunate series of mulligans here on the left. We have Alex, who we saw in the booth yesterday. He's playing today. Unfortunately on a mulligan to 3, so that's that game 1 is going to probably be quite rough. He is playing the Epic Storm, so it's not impossible, but it's definitely going to be difficult. His opponent, Jordi, who we would normally see on Lens, is actually playing Abzan Maverick. He's playing Alex's deck, so both players here know pretty much what's going on, and will probably be able to play around it from the start. I mean, that's mostly going to be useful game 1, I would imagine. Unless, like, Jordi somehow doesn't know, and then Alex decides to concede, concealing information, but I'm pretty sure Jordi knows what's up. So, we're not going to see that this game. Alex is going to try this game. That's a good 3 he kept with a good top deck, so who knows? Who knows? And we got a collector roof, and we go to game 2. Alright. Okay, let's see if we can do better game 2. Both players keeping 7. Yeah, kind of a rough start. It happens. Magic happens. So, we're not going to dwell on that too long. We're just going to go straight to game 2. So, what can we expect here from the sideboards of both these players? Massacre from Alex's side might end up being relevant. Did he just... Yeah, he just Chrome Mox, exiling Tendrils of Agony. Interesting. That's really interesting. Usually, the Epic Storm has a second one in the side, but that does mean that Alex is going to have to wish for it. But definitely an interesting line here. Wishclaw Talisman is going to do some very good work here. But yeah, other than the Massacre, I don't think Alex has much relevant sideboard cards in this matchup, but who knows, maybe he'll surprise us. On the side of Jordi, however, we might see some Thought Seizes. We already saw the Collector Roof, so that's definitely going to be a pretty effective card. Again in this situation, because we already have the Wishclaw Talisman, we have the Chrome Mox. Other than that, maybe Force of Vigor? I could see a world where that has relevant text, but we'll have to see. I don't think Choke is particularly good, but we'll have to wait and see here. Jordi doesn't seem to have a turn 1 play here. Is that a Scrubland or is it a fan? I always mix those two up. I think it's a Scrubland. Yeah, that's right. Is it? I think it's a Scrubland. He has a duel that makes white. Let's leave it at that. Alex activating the Wishclaw Talisman. There's a good chance he's gonna try and go for it this turn. I mean, I assume that's what it means. Right? I mean, not necessarily. He does have a freebie, I guess. Because even if Jordi gets whatever kind of interaction he needs, like, the Wishclaw Talisman still takes 1 to activate, is what I'm trying to say here. So, Maybe there's a world where Yordi just can't use it or uses it and then doesn't play whatever he gets. I don't think Yordi has any. What's the card called? Deafening Silence? Because, I mean, if he does, then this is a very dangerous line. But Alex would know. Again, this is Alex's deck he's playing with, and Alex's deck he's playing against. So I would assume he knows what to worry about and what not. And Alex is primarily a Maverick player, so I would assume he's played this matchup a bunch of times. Maybe not so much from the side he's on now, but enough from the other side that he's going to be able to play around a hell of a lot. Well, regardless, Alex here is going to use his Lion's Eye Diamond to cast an Echo of Eons. Just disrupt Yordi's hand, redraw full 7, but now you actually have some mana on the field. And again, while Yordi can get some kind of interaction, it's going to come down probably a turn after. Let's see, what does Alex have here? I think he used his land drop for the turn, but he does have a Mox Opal and a Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, he has 2 Mox Opal, so he could, in theory, make some mana. He has a Dark Ritual. I think I see another Wishclaw Talisman. Yeah. I think Alex has some lines here, but I am by no means a competent test player, so take it with a massive grain of salt, but I could definitely see a world where Alex just tutors something and tries to go off this turn. So, let's see, he has 1, then the Mox Opals is 3, the Dark Ritual is 5, the Lion's Eye Diamond is 8, it's 3 mana to find something. I think Alex could go for an Ad Nauseam here. If my math is correct on that, I think he can actually... Oh yeah, he still has the Underground Sea untapped as well. So yeah, I definitely see a world where Alex just goes for a dump my hand, play Ad Nauseam, hope I draw enough to actually do something, which does seem like a pretty decent line here. He's still at 19. Yordi probably doesn't have anything relevant here. Like I couldn't imagine anything that he could do at instant speed here, so I think it's probably worth trying to go for an Ad Nauseam play here. I think Alex agrees. But how is he going to do this? Wishclaw coming down. That's 3 artifacts, so the Mox Opal now taps for mana. Actually, is there another line I'm not thinking of? There might be. Maybe Alex is going for the safe play, going for Galvanic Relay, but... Nah, probably not. Like, one of the reasons Alex has said he likes the Epic Storm is because he prefers the more I'm going to jam kind of storm. Ant is a bit too interactive for his taste. He just wants to go and make you have it. So I would assume that some kind of Ad Nauseam line is definitely something he has on his mind. Other than that, what else could he be thinking of? Or maybe my math is just wrong. That's possible too. Though, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, just Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual, yeah. 3 black, he has 1 red. Might consider going for a Burning Wish, but what are you wishing for then? Sacks the Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 blue. Or maybe he's just making different colors to try and throw off Yordi here. Didn't quite catch what he just got. But yeah, we're probably gonna see that in a moment. Again, I can't think of another line. Yeah, maybe going for a second echo? No, it's an ad nauseum. Okay. Yeah. We got there. 1 black still floating. I think there may have been a line where he could have 1 mana of choice. Let's see. We go to 16. Ooh, we go to 11. That's AV, I think. 10, 9, 8, 7. That's 5. No real mana of any kind. Yeah, the Rite of Flame, I guess. And the Lotus Petal. Looks like Alex decides to stop at 5. He might think about going for an AV. It's one of those new, I think it was Modern Horizons 2. It is essentially it's an ooze with Storm that every ooze that comes in is 1 bigger than the last one, essentially. So you just get a board with oozes of varying sizes. Pretty decent card. We've seen a bit of it. It's mostly just a sideboard card for these kinds of storm decks, but definitely a powerful addition. If you have no problem making 2 and 3 green, then I would say it's better than Emptied Warrens. But Emptied Warrens definitely still a possibility to play because it is easier on the mana. Looks like we get Burning Wish here from Alex. Probably gonna go for the Tendrils kill. Yeah. Tendrils coming out. Storm count. Yeah. There is a storm count, and we go to game 3. We got some more mulligans going on for game 3 here. Alex on 6, Jordi on 5. And yeah, this is pretty much a perfect example of why you don't get hung up on the results of individual games, and you focus more on just every game separately. Because that game 2 was pretty convincing from Alex's side. It was pretty fast kill too. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Jordi only had 1 turn. He played a Savannah and did nothing else. Or what is a scrubland? Okay, let me know in the comments. Was that a Savannah or a scrubland? I think it was a scrubland. But, like, those two are too damn similar. Which is why I prefer the Vintage Masters art anyway, but that's a different story. We have Noble Hierarch coming out for Jordi, and Alex gonna ponder off of a Lotus Petal. Yeah, because he doesn't have any blue in his opening hand. That's fair. He is looking at some blue there. I think that's a tropical. Yes, it is. Doesn't shuffle. I think there was a tendrils in there as well, which is probably not what he wants to draw at this point. I think he's holding an AV. He might look to go for a Wishclaw Talisman play to shuffle his library. That could actually be a pretty decent play. I don't know what the other card was. That's kind of the problem. I know he had. No, he has Tendrils second from the top right now, but I don't know what's actually on top. Didn't quite catch that. But definitely some lines for Alex here. We'll have to see. Jordi coming down with a Garoktig and a Wasteland. Alex opting not to play his land here, as he doesn't have actual play with it. This is potentially quite dangerous for Alex here. Because now Alex isn't really doing anything, he isn't sculpting, he isn't setting up any kind of kill. He doesn't have black mana for Dark Ritual, so he doesn't have any kind of velocity. Jordi now playing an Endurance, so just an Athalia. I think this game might be over here. Just the absolute onslaught from Jordi here. Every relevant card you can think of. Opting not to shuffle any graveyard back off the Endurance, which... yeah, I know, I kind of like. Because you don't want to give Alex the ability to fetch his Badlands. You don't want to get rid of your own lands in case you draw a Knight of the Reliquary. Now it looks like that isn't going to be relevant anymore, but that was definitely just a small percentage point upside, so I like it. I like it. And Alex will have to do something this turn. The question is what? I'm not sure what he can do. Because Jordi has lethal on board. Like, Alex is gonna have to remove 2 creatures out of the equation here. And if one of them isn't Thalia, then it's not even going to matter, I think. I do believe we see double Dark Ritual here. Tendrils, Burning Wish, he might... no, I don't think he can go for an AV here. Again, 3 green is rough. Like, if you're doing it off Alliance Eye Diamond, it's pretty sweet, but that's not what we're doing here. Alex does seem to think he has a line here. You can go for like a value Tendrils, I guess? Like Dark Ritual, Tendrils? Past the turn? I mean, he'd be alive, I guess, but barely, right? Yeah, no, that's... Nope, that's not gonna be good enough, because you might live a turn and then do nothing the turn after, so... Yeah, still a great set of games. 2 out of 3. It happens. Anyway, it's 2-1 for Jordi, and we'll probably see him again for this evening.